to you and to the listeners.
Yeah. How you enjoying the break so far?
Well, the break is yet to start.
No, no. For some persons, they've started. Though. If you have not started yours, then some persons have traveled like 2 or 3 days ago.
Well, we are still seeing the ramps moving around.
You don't want to see Rams move around no more?
No, tomorrow is the climax.
Okay.
Yes, when the ram will be slaughtered, or the rams rather will be slaughtered.
Oh, the Rams.
Yes. You know, they call it Big Salah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest of the three Salahs. Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Kabir, which is this one.
Okay.
And then the last one, the least of it, Eid al-Malud. The birth of Prophet Muhammad.
I guess you learned all of this while you were in Ibadan.
No. From the time I was in the academy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, more than 35 years back.
Oh,
I got to know all those details.
that's beautiful anyway.
Thank
But then,
you.
let me quickly, in the mood of celebration, the Salah celebration, I want to quickly drag you back to the Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
Yes.
Information have been hitting me back to back as regards the nature of that road in the last 3-4 days now. I mean, I don't know how today will look like, but I know today is going to be a very big one on that road. I mean, it's going to be very, very busy. And that road is still hasn't been completed. It bothers some of us because a lot has happened. Lives gone, goods and services. I mean, a whole lot has happened. And to me, when you ask when will these guys get done with this job? Because then, I think a couple of months ago, we heard they were supposed to wrap up the work before May the 29th. And now May has come and gone, and June is also, gradually telling us goodbye. And we're still where we are, And it begs the question, where are we? What's going on? The last time you said monies weren't released, and now this is the new administration that's coming. The whole thing is still there. This is June. July is coming in, and we have August, September, October, November, December, just 5 months, and we're saying goodbye to the year. CP, is this a good one?
Well, it's unfortunate it is like that. And who do you blame? You cannot blame the contractors, Julius Berger. The construction giant delivers once the resources are made available to them. Well, I don't want us to go into who is telling the truth or who is not telling the truth. But the fact and the truth of the matter is that if the resources are 100% delivered, the job will be 100% finished. I had given an example with what happened in Port Harcourt, the way they delivered on all the bridges and road expansion program or projects done by Rivers State government. The former governor of Rivers State, in the person of Nyeso Wike, used to pay, like one, I'm very certain. This one is not that I heard from somewhere. I was there when he was talking, live and direct. He said he committed 70% to the contractors for a project of about 28 billion. He paid them 21 billion.
28 billion.
Yes, Naira. He paid them 21 billion. Okay. And within the time frame they gave him, they finished and delivered. And it's on that Aba road. That place used to be very tight, traffic-laden express road. But the way the thing is done now, so many flyovers, flyover bridges, in junctions that can cause traffic. So now people joining certain roads, whether we are going to Rumuola or you're going to inside Garrison or the one they call Brigade and so on and so forth, you won't be having this log jam. The people doing the express heading out of Port Harcourt are continuously moving, flying the bridges and continue their movement. Those going towards Abia, Aba, and those going to Owerri. They won't have that challenge. That's exactly the way Beja works. If you pay them, you get you get good services, or they deliver for you.
Part of the activities going on that road that is not acceptable is the fact that people have decided to start using, one way, moving on, one way, and it's really, really not good. You even find police officers, convoys, these people using one way. And for me, it's not a good one, but I like it. What the acting inspector general of police, Ijeoma Egwuatu, has said recently, he has, issued a directive ordering all police convoys to henceforth, as a matter of compulsion, obey all traffic regulations.
Yes, it has always been like that. And
but they break the rule.
the inspector general of police only reinforces. He now tries to remind them.
Oh, you see that as a reminder?
Yes, it's a reminder. It's not a new order. Having said that, if you listen, there's still a caveat.
Okay.
If there is an emergency, the rules will be broken, which to you and I makes a lot of sense. It's not only in Nigeria. If you go abroad, military, police, fire service, ambulances are exempted because of the nature of some special operations they have to undertake. That's why they'll beat the rule. They can enter the BRT lane. They can beat the red light, and nobody challenges that. But if you are just doing your routine movement, there is no emergency that the military are rushing to quell crisis, or they are rushing to catch up with their flight that will take them out of the country, maybe for peacekeeping operation, or that is taking them from one part of the country, maybe going to Maiduguri or Yola or Sokoto, as the case may be, or Katsina, to go and quell this armed banditry or the Boko Haram and so on and so forth. You can begin to challenge them while they are navigating.
But TP, let's put these emergencies aside.
Yes.
The fact remains that our police personnel, some of them, let me say some, not all of them, are used to using one way here in Lagos. A whole lot of them, they just bypass, all they want to do is get to their destination. And
the question is, if they are in their private vehicles, it's unacceptable. But if it is official vehicle,
and if
it is
not
difficult.
Under emergency.
How do you know which one is emergency? You are not part of them. It depends on the signal they have received. They may pin down in a particular point, and the walkie-talkies, which you and I cannot access if you're not part of the system. The walkie-talkie is now alerting them that there is crisis in somewhere. Maybe that armed bandits are operating in a particular location, or that somebody has just been kidnapped and the vehicle is moving in so and so direction, that they should leave that place they are staying now and move towards maybe the next 5-6 kilometers, and they come and meet traffic. What do you expect them to do? If they have siren, they'll put it on and begin to navigate, even against one way, to be sure that they track down the vehicle or try to go and bust the crime that is taking place in that particular location. And in a good number of cases, when such messages are being reeled out, it's not going only to one police pin down point. It goes to a lot of, places where police vehicles are situated. So you now see all of them heading towards that particular direction the message has given to them.
Okay.
So if you are talking, you're seeing them maybe on Ikorodu Road. Some other may be on Mobalaji Bank Anthony, coming and heading towards that direction, assuming it's happening around K2. Another one may be coming from Alapere, that is Oworonshoki side.
Okay.
Maybe another one will also be coming from Lagos Ibadan Express, and another one may be coming from Ikorodu, K2, and they're just heading towards Ojota, where they have been alerted and want to move down, that miscreants are doing this, or they are looting, they are doing that and that and that, this, So that's exactly such scenario. You don't really fault them, because the radio will not be, or television will not be telling you that this is what is happening, because they don't have such information. it is usually a classified information.
My joy is that the IGP has said they should lead by example.
Of course, to show up the image, the sagging image of the police.
Now, you are, a police personnel, a retired commissioner of police. I want to put this before you.
Yes.
Some dismissed officers of the Nigerian police have appealed to, the IGP, to follow a court judgment that reinstated them, to service. The aggrieved officers who are members of Cadet Inspector Force Entrance 33, 35, and 37 of the Police Academy that were forcefully retired by the force said the National Industrial Court ordered the immediate past IG, that is Mr. Musmal Akali, to reinstate them, but the later refused or failed to obey the order.
Okay.
Now, what I'm saying is the reinstatement issue. Is this a good one? Would you consider that a good one?
Well, first and foremost, we are in civilian dispensation, and one of the pillars of democracy is the rule of law and due process. We are not under dictatorship. So once an industrial court gives you an order, you are not above the law. You have to comply strictly with that order. Then if you feel that the order is not really suitable for the system, the window is open for you. You go and do an appeal or make an appeal against it. And there are stipulated times for that, usually 21 days. Go and file an appeal and challenge it. Then you can go and argue your case on the appellate jurisdiction, which is a higher jurisdiction, on why those people should not be reinstated. And then on the other part of the question, it's two-sided question.
Good, yeah.
Where you said whether it is in the public interest for them to come back. Well, have they committed any criminal offense? Okay. If the answer is capital no, why would they not come back? These are people the government have deployed resources to train. They have been trained in law enforcement. They have been trained in use of arms and ammunition. Then you just throw them into the market without means of livelihood. The idle man is the devil's workshop.
But why will the former IG refuse to reinstate these people, despite several advice from various stakeholders, in the force to obey court order?
Well, I can't speak for him. Whichever press avenue that can reach him, this is the time for them to go and corner him and ask him why he has to disobey order. But that is on the surface anyway. Let us go a little bit deep.
Okay.
How are you sure he disobeyed the order? That he didn't follow the other aspect that I mentioned? Are you sure he did not challenge it in a higher jurisdiction? I think he may have done that. Maybe the matter has been appealed against and is pending in a court of appeal. Probably it has not been heard, or they have not taken a date to look at the appeal, and then for all the parties to come there and argue their case. I believe strongly that is what would have happened. Because if you look at it, the Inspector General of Police Office is an office. It's not a permanent office. It's an office that an individual occupies and superintend from. And he does not work alone. He has the management team to work with. He has other levels that guides him. There are a lot of sections. So when it comes to matter of law, the police has a legal department headed by a commissioner of police who is a seasoned lawyer of more than 30 years experience at the bar. And he even has they even have a senior advocate of Nigeria, a police officer, who is a deputy commissioner of police as we speak, who is head of chambers for the Nigeria police. So with all those stronghold. There is no way he would take decisions without referring issues like this to them to guide him on what to do. And in some cases, he will not even come out. He can only be seen but not heard. He may not even come out to make pronouncements. He will tell the legal section to do the
let me bring this out.
Yes.
That statement, was contained in a congratulatory message to Egwuatu on Monday by the concerned officers and signed by Mr. Emmanuel Idris on behalf of the officers, one man.
Okay.
Let me quote him. He said, "Your contemporaries and those who have had the opportunity to work with you all attested to your integrity.
Of course.
That you are an officer who does his job with fear of God.
That is true.
Fairness, equity, and justice."
Of course,
I'm sure you know this person very well.
I've known him for the past 23 years.
Egwuatu.
Of course, on one-on-one basis.
Okay.
He's such a... In fact, he's the best IG police has ever had.
Really?
I have to say that. Police is lucky to have the person of Kayode Egwuatu. He has fear of God, number one. He's a very fair-minded man, number two. He can never discriminate against you based on tribe, number three. On religion, number four. And on region, number five. He maintains open door policy and is a very humble man.
Egwuatu.
I am telling you,
Okay.
he's such a wonderful officer. And he takes things as they come,
Okay. If you describe Egwuatu this way,
Yes.
but then we all know that he will be retiring by
September 2024,
24.
yes.
If he is this good,
Yes.
what can be done? Or don't you think that his tenure or something should, help him stay in office and work for the good of Nigerians? You are a former commissioner of police.
Yes, that is what I'm saying, that Nigerians shouldn't be in a hurry. Let him even do the 1 year and 4 months. I'm certain that it is the same Nigerians that will beg for his tenure to be extended.
Are you sure?
Let us watch.
Okay.
And we have had in the past where tenures were extended for somebody like a Hindero, Sunday Gabriel Hindero.
Okay.
When he was due to go on retirement in 2005, precisely 20th of November 2005, the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, for reasons best known to him, extended the thing for him for 1 year. He did it from that 2005 to 2006. And the election was coming close. He extended it again for another 6 months. And the thing took the man till May 29, 2007. So he got 1.5 years extension. And I believe the former President Olusegun Obasanjo did it because the man really stabilized the security system then, as the Inspector General of Police. He continued on the best given by Tafa Balogun, the late Tafa Balogun, who was the former IGP that he took over from.
Yeah.
So that was why he didn't say replace him, since he has attained the 60 years of age. Not that he did 35 years of service as at that time. It was 60 years of age. That, any of the two, if you get to 60, you go.
Okay.
If you are less than 60, you do 35, you still go. It is the 35 years service that sent somebody like MD Abubakar into retirement. Because as at the time he retired, he was about 58 years plus. But he had done 35 years. So that was how they exited him. So what I'm trying to say is it depends on the president's disposition and satisfaction to the extent of the service of that IGP.
Okay, now...
and it's not only the police, it's done even in the military and some other services.
Let's get back on track on the reason why he wasn't, the former IGP decided not to reinstate these guys.
Okay.
Okay, now, let me read this document here. According to the statement, the former IG totally refused to reinstate them despite advice from various stakeholders and the force to obey court order. Now, in quote, he said, "It is against this backdrop that we, the members of the above causes," that is the force entrance, "are appealing to you to Egwuatu now to help
Yes.
in the implementation of the court judgment, in the suit number CSP Ekong, Ekong, and 3 others versus PSC and 2 others. This judgment has been given since April last year. But to our dismay, the immediate former IG vehemently refused to do the needful even after the directive to do so and the advice from the Police Service Commission and Police Legal Department, respectively. Now, this is where I'm going to see.
Yes.
Now, we've seen people disobey court orders.
Yes.
And I think even the former president,
Which of them?
Muhammadu Buhari.
Okay.
The immediate past president.
Okay.
Also disobeyed court orders.
Yes.
By not releasing Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
And now we are seeing this man also refusing to obey court orders. Now, this is where I'm actually going to.
Okay.
Who is going to, or how will these guys be dealt with? These persons in the country who don't obey court orders. Later we'll say, hey, we're blaming the bar, we're blaming lawyers, we're blaming, who is going to discipline, those who refuse to obey court orders in this country? If the president, for instance, okay, let's put it this way. If Tinubu refused to obey court orders, what happens? Do we just leave him to just go like that and say, oh, he is the president, he's got the powers, he can do and undo, he can whatever? Okay, the IGP also did the same thing. Who's going to address this issue accordingly?
Well, let us come this way. If, in actual fact, what those aggrieved former officers had reeled out is what happened,
Okay.
I want to come from this direction. How are they sure that both the Police Service Commission and the Legal Department advised the former IG? Were they part of the system as at that time? The answer is capital no. So whatever information they are passing there is being sentimental, one, and is being speculative, two. They are not very certain, they are not sure because they were no longer insiders. Then on the other side, too, for an incumbent president or an IG, especially for the president, he has immunity clause. For the incumbent IG, he's using the paraphernalia of the office. When he's no longer the IG, the whole buck rests on the table of the present IG. So nobody will begin to look for the former IG to come and explain why he disobeyed or why he did not take action or inaction. The whole thing falls on that table. And as he has gone, he has not carried the table away. He has not carried the office away. He has gone to his house. If he has an office, obviously that office will be his own private, personal office.
Okay.
Unless one way or the other, maybe any of the governments re-engages him, maybe on part-time or on consultancy or political appointment, then he will now go to another office and begin to continue his life from that point. So what I'm saying now is that they should focus on the incumbent. And like I told you, expect something very positive from the present IG. I think I'll leave it at that.
Let's come back home to the issue of Salah. That's what we started from.
Oh, yes.
Now, the president, Tinubu, will return, today.
Okay.
And of course, he might present his ministerial list after Salah.
Okay.
What are your expectations?
Well, the bit we have seen so far, the performance is impressive. It is devoid of tribe, devoid of religion, devoid of region. I think he's putting square pegs in square holes. He is looking at track record and background of the functionaries he's placing in positions we have seen so far. And I strongly believe, too, that he will continue in that stead in ministerial appointments. Don't be surprised that good number of people he will take in as ministers will be people who are not members of any political party. I may not even be surprised to see my name there.
But you can vouch for him.
No, I'm not vouching for anybody or for anything. What I'm trying to say is that based on advice and resume of some of the people, he will just be looking for the best. He will be looking for professionals that will deliver and appoint them to various ministerial positions. And the thing is going to shock a lot of people. He may even pick from PDP, pick from Labour, even pick from NNPP, or even parties you don't even expect, or even pick from people who are not members of political party, people like me. I'm not a member of any party, and I don't have any, I'm not a politician. He will be looking at the core performance, past, and what he believes the person can offer. Things he will look at, and he will pick them. And to an extent, too, I believe he will also look at integrity of people that will be well respected, not only at home, but internationally, based on their past records. He will appoint them. I won't be surprised to see that anyway. So let us keep our fingers crossed till we see the ministerial list.
So we'll see the ministerial list.
Yes.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yes.
This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. And of course, you are on to matters. We're talking political matters today. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and I'm here with the former Commissioner CP Chuks Enwonwu. And we're looking at, the affairs of the nation back to back. If you are just tuning in, welcome. But try and try as much as possible and join us via YouTube. We're streaming live on all of our social media platforms. That is VOP 90.3 FM, VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube. Yeah, and of course, I would enjoin you to get to the comment section and do drop a comment as quickly as possible so we can have a robust discussion. VOP 90.3 FM. Don't worry. Very soon we'll get to open up the studio lines, and we'll also get your own views, your opinion, and your responses, okay? But for now, please do stay with us. CP,
yes.
Let's come back to you. How would you respond to the fact that the former president, Muhammadu Buhari's senior special assistant on media and publicity, I'm talking about Garba Shehu.
Okay.
He says his principal could not have removed the fuel subsidy in his last days in office, knowing that his party, the ruling All Progressives Congress, had a presidential election ahead to win. Now, according to Shehu, Buhari was forced, with a delicate situation, as poll after poll showed that the party, APC, would have been thrown out of office if the decision, as envisaged by the new Petroleum Industry Act was made. Now, in other words, he is saying that APC would have lost the at the poll if Buhari had removed subsidy. How will we react to this?
No, what he said is cogent and is on point. It is a strategic move. As politicians, you don't just take a decision without looking at all sides of it. There are some decisions you will take, it will seriously work against you, especially as a build-up towards the 2023 election. So the best thing to do is to keep that to your chest, more or less, such drastic decisions that will be taken. You don't even bring it out. It's like keeping your trump card. You're keeping your joker. Now, when you have now grabbed the power, or you have taken over government, and you know you have 4 full years to run the system as provided for in the Constitution,
Yeah.
except otherwise something else happens, which could be death or could be incapacitation or could be a court process decision and so on and so forth. That notwithstanding, you have 4 full years for your mandate. So if you hit the ground running with realities, harsh economic realities, it will be painful initially for the people, but the gains are more than the negative side. Like this petroleum subsidy removal, between you and I, and between discerning eyes, the masses will not know the scam that is involved. It was criminal to sustain that subsidy because very few click, whether you call them cabal or you call them, I don't want to use mafia, the word mafia. The thing did not do the nation any good. So it is good the thing goes. Let us go ahead and do complete deregulation of the downstream oil sector. Initially, automated gas oil, AGO, subsidy was removed. And we are used to it. People are buying diesel for 800-900 naira a liter. Initially, it shook them, but they adjusted. Industries are working. They use diesel. They don't use PMS, premium motor spirit. That is petrol. Kerosene had long been removed. Even the cooking gas, removed. It's only this petrol. And we are fueling Cameroon, Niger, Chad, Benin, down to Togo and so many West African countries. Because the smuggling was so much. Look at the quantity of gasoline, they say, liters of gasoline they say we consume daily, which is fast. It has been proven to be total brigandage. But now, the doors are wide open. Even the independent marketers are free to go out, buy the product, import, come and sell. It is an open market. It is interplay of demand and supply. So if you bring in, if you sell cheaper, the economic principle of higher the supply, lower or slightly the prices goes down, and vice versa. So if you get it in a cheaper place, so long as it has passed the litmus test of having the high quality it is supposed to, it has met the industrial standard.
Okay.
Bring it in. If others are selling for 500 and you're able to sell for 480 or 490, everybody will run to your station and be buying from you. You have no restriction. So those smugglers, they are free. Let them come and buy it at that price at the filling stations. Not the one that you bring it, you'll be going to borrow money both domestically and internationally and just saying that you're doing subsidy. People will bring in products. Sometimes they won't even bring in products, they'll be collecting money. That they brought products and it's subsidized with so and so and so. How can you tell me you're consuming 60 million liters daily? Where? How? Where is the records? And it is calm. It is calm. Because they ought to check through insurance and all that, all those claims. Even from the shipping company that allegedly brought in the products, they have template for checking all those things. And if you do the due diligence, you see that 90% of it is calm. So this removal is a very good thing for the nation. We need to, well, we are used to adjusting ourselves. We need to support the government. We have already supported, and it's for our good. Although it's painful, but we have to manage. We have to manage.
Let's also let me touch a little on these the latest information about discos, or let me say,
Okay,
increasing,
Gencos and Discos on electricity tariff that is being increased.
There is confusion over the purported plan to hike electricity tariff from June the 1st.
No, July the 1st, not
sorry,
June.
July,
Yes,
rather.
July the 1st.
It follows conflicting directives by the distribution companies, DISCOs, and the regulatory body. Yesterday, the DISCOs clarified that they had not got the approval of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission
yes.
to hike tariffs.
Yes. Now, let me tell you what is outplaying in that tariff thing. You know, before the government policy recently concerning merging the foreign exchange markets so that we don't have parallel markets, let the parallel market with the official rate get close and merge together to have one particular rate. You can see that the thing is now hovering around 740 or 741 officially for both parallel and the official rate. So the argument of the discourse is that all the while the foreign exchange they've been receiving has always been on that official rate of 400 and maybe 460 or 461. That's what they have been receiving from government to provide and, distribute electricity to Nigerians and possibly outside Nigeria. Now, with the new rates, it is no longer realizable or realistic for them to now key into the new rate of over 700 naira. And then you expect them to keep the tariff where it was when they were getting it for 461, which makes some economic sense. So what they are trying to say, or what they are trying to do, is that they have to align it with a new exchange rate. And I think the argument of the Electricity Regulatory Commission is that they are too much in a hurry. Let them see, number one, how the disbursement by CBN to discos had gone so far, so that once they adjust it, it will be glaring it has now been adjusted. Not for you to be speculative and jump into adjusting without CBN coming up with a new directive. I don't know whether you understand
Of course. But CB,
yes.
Let me come in here.
Yes.
To an average Nigerian,
Yes.
how can you remove subsidy from petrol?
Okay.
And all
At
of a
the same
sudden,
time, yes.
you're talking about increasing electricity tariff.
No, it's not the government that is increasing the electricity
No.
tariff. It's a reality on the foreign exchange market.
But government should be able to do something about it.
Well,
Because this is it's going to be too hard. for
well,
Nigerians.
the thing is this: the people that should do something about it should be CBN. Maybe in their course of merging the parallel market with the official rate, there are principles, economic principles they have to look at, indices they have to look at. If you say you're going to allow the two to match, you cannot at the same time say that old rate of 461, you're still going to reserve a different rate. That means it's a double-edged thing.
Okay.
Are you retaining the 461 for who? You can't be running in two directions. It will not, at the end of the day, augur well, because a lot of economic saboteurs will head towards, they will use that cover to begin to ask for this and ask for that. You see some industrialists, some importers will begin to rush to ask for that second window of retaining 465 or whatever is the case of 461. That means you're still running parallel market where you want to strengthen the economy by allowing the two to match so that this rent seeking, money laundering, and arbitrage will not continue. Because a lot of people have milked the nation in the past on money laundering. Just because they know A and know B, they'll sit down doing nothing. They'll go and buy dollars at official rate of 461, and they will have more than a briefcase full of bureau de change, where they will offload through money changers, and they'll go to the black market and sell off the whole thing, and they'll be returning to them 300 naira per dollar as profit. That means if you sell $1 million in 1 week, you have made 300 million naira as profit. How do you expect the economy to grow? How do you expect the economy to survive? So those are the minuses and the negativities the government wants to get rid of.
Again, there are strong indications that the national average price of petrol will rise further as marketers, benchmark cost against rising exchange rates. This same exchange rate we're talking about.
Yes.
Marketers who spoke against the backdrop of continued depreciation of the naira said that the implication would be that their cost has also increased beyond the figure used in fixing current pump price. So, the current national average pump price of 500 per liter was arrived at with an exchange rate of 661 naira for a dollar.
Okay. No, what they are saying makes sense. If the dollar or foreign exchange, firms higher or stronger, against our local currency naira, maybe the value of the naira drops, adversely, it will affect the cost of petroleum products. Because as they are buying those products, they are not buying them in naira. They buy them with foreign exchange. And it is what they have exchanged domestically with naira and buy the petroleum product. It's exactly the same way they will translate it back to the end user. So if you're buying fuel for 500 naira per liter, when the rate is 661, for instance, and the thing goes up to take, for instance, 750. That difference, how do you expect the importer to accommodate it? He will take it down to you, the end user. It means the thing will now jump from that 500 to maybe 550 to 600. Yes, that's the truth of the matter. And the same way it will drop if your foreign exchange value, if your naira gains strength against the dollars.
So it's the dollar now?
Yes, it's the dollar that is the determinant, because that is what you use in buying it out there. But they shouldn't exercise or express fears, because since
it means Nigerians should expect to buy fuel above 500 naira.
They should expect that it will be oscillating. It will not be constant. Sometimes it could go higher. Sometimes it will drop again. If it can even drop below 500, depending on the number of people that will go into it. Because the way it is now is a deregulated market downstream there. If the independent marketers can source this product where the prevailing market price is lower than where the majors have been buying, they can go there, get it, come here, flood the market, and sell it lower. And people will rush for them more than the other people who will keep their prices higher. Let me even tell you one thing. If you get to the US, for instance, if you look at filling station A, they'll tell you they are selling a gallon, which is 4 liters, for $3.29. Opposite it, you see another one selling for $3.49. You move further, you see another one selling $3.70. It depends on how they buy. You, the consumer, it's left for you to choose the one you want. Nobody is forcing you. So you see some people who are prudent. Before they will buy, they'll be checking station to station. They will know where they want the thing that is pocket friendly. They will go there and buy. And there's nobody there to come as pump attendant. It is you that attends to your tank. You just bring out your card, press whatever quantity you want, slot your card. The thing confirms and dispense into your vehicle. So what I'm saying in essence is that it is open market economy. That is what they call free enterprise economy. That's where we are heading to now. That's the essence of the regulation. So if you can go and get it, whatever price you get it, bring it and put it in the market. But just make sure you don't cut corners to bring in poisonous or contaminated petroleum products.
As regards electricity tariff increase,
yes,
we still don't have power enough in Nigeria. In some areas in Nigeria, they hardly, it's like one day on, the other day off, and that one day on, you find out that the number of hours that they get to use power is just say around 12 hours.
Now let me even tell you, there's a problem. The problem is not that we don't have power. There's power. The problem is the distribution, the discourse. You see, we have Transmission Company of Nigeria. Those ones are the GENCOs. They are generating enough power that they had enough to even export to Niger, to Benin Republic,
okay,
and so on and so forth. They have enough to give to DISCOs. But does DISCOs, the distribution companies, do they have the capacity to take it down to the end users? It's like production and consumption. Then in between distribution. Distribution is the DISCO. The producers have enough to give you. So what I'm saying in essence, even though they are talking of 4,000 megawatts, the power is there. It is how do you step it down? They are not, the Transmission Company of Nigeria are not the ones that will give you power.
So why the lacuna?
The lacuna is from the DISCOs. The DISCOs should come out and tell us the truth. If they are shedding power, they have their constraints, they have their reasons, but they've not told Nigerians. But from the bit I saw, in the issue of that distribution, they don't have equipments and capacity to do adequate distribution. What do I mean by that? If you go to most of the substations and in some areas and layouts, the transformers are either obsolete or they have broken down. And instead of them to come out and replace those transformers or provide enough, more than enough for adequate transformers for those places, they are playing politics with that. It has even gone direct to the consumers themselves. Sometimes you pay for meter, prepaid meter. For 3-4 years, you have not seen any meter. It has come to a scam too in meter distribution. So many people are victims, including myself. I paid for prepaid meter. I think that was in 2019 or 2020. Till date, stories are going up, down. That the meter came, they gave it to somebody else. There are stories like that. In fact, it has come to a point that it seems there's insider collusion in some of those DISCOs for the end users. They deliberately would deny people having prepaid meters so that they will continue to do what they call estimated billing. They'll come to your house, they'll look, they'll say, this house, in fact, this is what we charge, which is arbitrary and criminal as far as I know. You can't do, okay, what if you lock your house and travel to Abuja, stay in Abuja for the next 6 months? Nobody is in that house. They'll continue to charge that house. Nobody is using the power. Because they've looked, they'll say, no, the man is a big man. He has about 6 or 8 air conditioners. I think each unit will consume A, B, C, D. You are not there. And they have not gone in. There is no meter to read. They'll keep billing. Keep billing. You might even come and see 1 million naira worth of electricity bill that you have consumed for 1 year or for 6 months. You'll be wondering. It's only maybe Megad that is at the gate, locking the gate and closing. Nobody is in the house. And you are being charged. Continue. But with prepaid meter, they won't charge you anything. What you have loaded will continue to be there. It will only be dropping small, depending on points that are put on at night.
But still, you don't get these prepaid meters.
You don't get them. That's why I say it's conspiracy.
Okay, then whose fault?
It's the fault of the discos. They are the ones who you as a consumer, cannot access prepaid meter on your own. It's not something you go to the open general market to buy. No electrical distributor or distributing company will sell prepaid meter to you. If they see it with you, it is criminal. If you prove where you have gotten it, it's an offense for you to go and buy meter from the public market. It is the discos that are expected to provide you with prepaid meters. And it's not, initially, they were even giving it free when they started the prepaid meter around 2010, 2011, 2012. Later on, they started charging people for it. And people who were paying, we are getting them. These days, they are now pretending the prepaid meters are not there. They'll collect money, huge sums from people. And they officially receipt for those meters you have paid for. But they will not provide you with the meter. They'll keep dribbling you left to right, right to left, and continue to force you on estimated billing.
Then whose duty is it to checkmate these people?
Electricity Regulatory Commission, of course. It's just that the consumers are too much in a hurry that they don't do the right thing. They should contact lawyers to put petitions against some of those discos to Electricity Regulatory Commission. Let them investigate those allegations. If they find out that they had given wrong information, they should take them to police, because giving false information is a criminal offense. But if they find out that they have their facts and what they have given is the truth, let the Regulatory Commission sanction heavily that disco. Because there are a lot of other people who are interested in coming into the disco thing. So if you have to continue to run disco, you have to be transparent about it. It's not just going to, because you have contacts, you feel you are loaded with money, and you feel you make so much profit from distributing electricity. You just put your head there, collect it. Then you are now bringing in all sorts of sharp practices. And you believe you are a colossus and nothing will come out of it. It's very, very unfortunate. It's only in this part of the climb that people do those type of nonsense and get away with it. In advanced societies, you don't try that.
VOP 90.3 FM. We're gradually getting to that point where we get to open up the studio lines and get your own participation. Yeah, quickly, okay? But then if you're watching on YouTube, kindly go there and drop your own comment. Quickly. My name is Jude, and he is a former commissioner of police, if you're just tuning in. Chuksemonwo is his name. Now, CP.
Yes.
The European Union Election Observation Mission. Let's get to the big one, the one Nigerians will love to listen to.
Yes.
When it comes to court issue, people want to hear Peter Obi. Now let's get to the 2023 elections. The European Union Election Observation Commission, has presented its final report on this year's general elections to INEC. INEC disclosed these on its Twitter handle, of course, and the EU mission was received by, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and, of course, the national commissioners of the electoral body. The tweet reads, the European Union Election Observation Mission today presented its final report on the 2023 general elections to the mission. Okay? Now, INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and the national commissioner we are on hand to receive the visitors. This is where I'm going to. The EU had in February 27th revealed in its report that lack of transparency in the conduct of the 2023 election deflated public trust in INEC. It also noted that public confidence in INEC's independence, professionalism, and voter information efforts decreased even before February 25th. Maybe I should take this again. I said they also noted that public confidence in INEC's independence and INEC's professionalism and voter information efforts decreased even before, February 25th. But now we have this report. We've had the first report, we've had another report, and several other reports from some other bodies. The big question is, what have we been able to do with all of these reports as a country? How can these reports help the electoral system in Nigeria?
The only thing there is that based on these reports, the best thing for the government to move forward is to totally overhaul what they call INEC, starting from the chairman to the last person. Those who are career service personnel of INEC.
When you say overhaul, what do you mean?
That's where I'm coming to.
Good.
Overhaul is that those who have derelicted in their duties should be shown the way out completely. I'm not talking of sacking. When you sack, that means he has lost everything. Whatever should be their terminal benefits and entitlements, they should be paid off and asked to go.
That's sack.
That's not sack. When they sack you, you have lost everything. They won't even pay you anything.
Okay. They should be paid and allowed to go.
Yes. Because many of them are career officers. Some had put in 20, some had put in 25 years, some have put in 30, 15. Let them profile all of them. Those who are found with their hands soiled should be shown the way out. Calculate all their allowances, their emoluments, their terminal benefits, pay them off and let them go. And if they are even pensionable, apply their pension, but let them leave the place because they will continue to contaminate and pollute the commission.
Who's going to do that?
The government, of course.
Who brought in the government?
You and I were the ones who voted in the government. So we have empowered the government to do the needful.
Now, a whole lot of persons have been clamoring.
Yes.
That INEC boss Mahmood Yakubu should be fired.
Wait now, that's where we are saying. That's exactly. Okay, finish what you're saying.
I knew you. Okay, fine. Let me put it in a proper perspective.
Yes.
That INEC's boss
Yes.
should be fired.
Yes.
And now we are asking, who is going to fire this man, Professor Mahmood Yakubu? It's like me, Jude, giving you, the CP, a position, an opportunity, all right?
Yes.
To stay on top, to remain there,
Yes.
to come in as a leader.
Yes.
And you are now asking me to use the exit door. I don't understand. Who's going to do that?
No, the thing is this. When the general opinion, the consensus of opinions are pointing in the direction that you cannot remain there, who am I as the beneficiary to sustain you on that seat? I'll ease you out. I don't have a choice. The only thing I'll do is that I'll pull you out there, then come behind and look for something else for you, where you'll be under cover, so that you can continue with your life. Then I'll put in somebody that the public will have trust and confidence in. I cannot continue to sustain you there.
No, you can't continue to sustain me. Fine.
Yes.
There are two questions that comes to mind.
Okay.
One,
Yes.
who is going to... Okay, now, in Nigeria, does public opinion even matter? People are saying, people have been clamoring even before the elections, immediately after the election, even before the swearing, the president, there's been a lot of talks here and there, and nothing happened. Now, you're easing out someone.
Yes.
If, for instance, you ask Mahmoud to go, and you bring in Mahmoud's younger brother, let's look at it. I mean, it's like you still have the same person there. It's just a change of name.
Well, whoever you bring in will be tested by the subsequent elections he's going to conduct. It may not be general election. We still have 4 governorship elections within this year. We have for Imo, we have for Bayelsa.
I think Edo.
We have for Edo, and we have for Kogi, 4 states, before this year runs out. So, what it then means is that, is it, no, is Edo part of it for this year? I think Edo is next year.
Is it next year?
I think it's next year. Now, for like Imo, Bayelsa, Kogi, I'm trying to remember the 4th state. The new man will now be tested on these other states that are going to have their governorship elections.
Okay.
And apart from that, there are some elections.
Oh, yeah, Edo is 2024.
Edo is next year, yes.
Yeah.
I think Edo and Ondo is next year.
Yeah, next year.
Now, for those ones coming this year, if a new man comes in, we'll test him to see how independent-minded he is and whether he will demonstrate some level of integrity by making sure that people's vote count.
I think that's included, fine. That's inclusive. I think you rightly said overhauling.
Yes.
Overhauling. And I think it shouldn't be the duty of the president, or I don't know how to put this, maybe the government, it shouldn't be their duty to decide who becomes the INEC boss.
Exactly. That is why the place is called
Independent.
Yes, Independent National Electoral Commission. And I think, for people to become chief executive officers of such an agency, they lobby for it. And as they lobby for it, they bring in their CVs. If you notice, for the past years, the people holding that position are either academicians from ivory towers in the presence of professors, or they would have been retired judges or justices of courts, either supreme or high courts, that would have held forth. And in the far past too, when we had Chief Michael Ani, father of Anthony Ani, of Fedeco then, he was there. Gobadia, who was not even a professor, was also there. And who again? Okay, Emma happens to be a professor. Humphrey Mosu, professor, and so on and so forth. So even what's the name of that other one who did during Yaradua's time, the Imo man? I'll remember his name very soon. Those ones are professors. If you look at, they should be looking at integrity and background of whoever is coming in.
Not
there.
Being a professor.
Not just being a professor.
Okay.
Because some of the professors, forget that academic background coming from ivory tower. They have proved otherwise when it comes to issue of integrity.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Let me break this down. What the EU said. He said that public confidence in INEC's independence. So it means INEC's independence is questioned.
It is.
He spoke about professionalism, the way they handled the election. And of course, if I ask you how you rate that, I don't know how you would love to rate that.
Well,
The level of professionalism displayed by INEC.
from the hues and cries, you see that you can't give them pass mark.
The other day, I think I had, I was listening to, I think one of the, in court, was it, what's his name again? What he said that instead of an election result, what they saw is a plain paper. I mean, a notebook. I don't know how he described it. Then the other one said instead of election result, they saw, a woman's picture or something, and several irregularities here and there. But the basic question is, INEC has been saying that they did everything right.
What do you expect?
Let's not even talk about the issue of 25% in Abuja.
Well,
They keep defending and defending. And
no,
defending.
let us, it is sub judice. There are areas that are no-go areas.
Because it's in court.
It's in court. That is why you notice that we are very careful here when we are talking. We don't want to go into what is happening in the court. Let us wait for the decision, the court ruling, or the election petition tribunal's ruling. By the time it comes out, that's the time we'll be free to pick it up and begin to argue on whether they touched this area or they did not touch this area. So as we speak, the cases has been closed by the contesting plaintiffs. So by Monday, the 3rd of July, the ruling party will open their defense. Whatever comes out at the end of the day, we'll see the judgment, and then we'll know what next to do.
I would have loved to ask you what you think will happen at the end of the day, like you said.
There's nothing that will happen that will be new. Whatever happens may have happened in the past. So it is now left for the gladiators to know what to do. If it favors them, either side, life continues. If it does not favor any of the two sides, they still have a window to move towards the apex court, the Supreme Court.
There is a very strong area that people have been waiting for or looking at. Is the issue of this 25% I mentioned.
That's why I'm telling you, we will not go there. Let us leave it. It is matter for, it's sub judice. It's a matter for the Supreme Court, for the tribunal to look at and tell us what they see about it, based on the argument from the two sides. I would not want to comment on that for now, till we see the ruling at the end of the day.
All right, if you're watching online, if you're on YouTube, run to the comment section and let me feel what you think as regards to 25% that we're talking about. Since, the CP or we cannot touch on that for now because it's in court, maybe you will also, let's hear your own take. Let's hear your own opinion as regards this. Okay, so quickly get to the comment section and let me read your comment as regards the 25% and what you think will be the outcome of all of these. Now, the new phase will begin by July the what?
3rd.
The 3rd.
Monday.
By Monday, exactly.
Yes.
A new phase will begin, and we don't know what will happen, but we do hope and pray that last we all will laugh, Fabi.
Exactly.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, I'm coming to your comments, okay? Keep sending your comments in. If you're watching, let's hear your views, your opinion as regards to 25%. Because some persons have come out to say anybody who must become the president of this country, Nigeria, must win Abuja. That there's no way the court will go about it. The person must win Abuja. But let's rest that.
Let's rest for now.
I will hear from my people on YouTube. Yeah, let's go there. VOP 90.3 FM. Okay, right now, and I want to open up the studio lines and get your reactions quickly. All right, I'll get your reactions. via YouTube. You can, like I said, go there and drop your comments. And also, a WhatsApp number, WhatsApp portal is open, 0700 903 9039. Yeah, that's a WhatsApp number, 0700 903 9039. And hey, if you want to call in, let's go there. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. But if you want to call, you know how I always say, make sure you keep your comments civil. All right? I mean, very brief. Be brief as, just be brief. At least 60 seconds now, we're done, Shay? So we can have, several reactions to all of this. VOP 90.3 FM. If you are calling, please move away from your radio set or turn down the volume. Even before I take your call, I beg you. For those calling from outside Nigeria, well, you can also use the YouTube, okay? You can call in via YouTube or you call directly. Yeah. Let's start from here. Good afternoon to you this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Mr. Akamijude, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you this afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Frank Imobe from Alimojo.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to appreciate the retired CP for his analysis. I like listening to his analysis every time you're on this program. I pick some facts from the way he analyzed issues. You spoke on it. He spoke much on the new IG, of which he knows me in total. A clear point there, which that is what Nigeria should be. We should know the kind of leader that are leading us. If he can speak much on that man, it's a good point and a way forward to pick our leader. You asked him a question on immunity of those who disobey God's order. So he explained it, but I was not too satisfied the way he ended it. Does it mean those who disobey God's orders should be left alone, even when they are causing a lot of havoc? Are they still immune when they are out of power? It's a big question, so I still need an answer to that. Then you also talk of issue of subsidy removal, which everybody agrees is not a problem. We know it has been a scam, but there should have been provision because everybody is going through tension. Whether you like it or not, as far as the society is concerned now, many are going off. Jobs have been lost. Many can't move out again. Go to the main road, you can't see cars moving anywhere. But what do? They are promising bringing in what do you call it? A kind of palliative. Where are they? You can't see them. Then you also ask him a question on the issue of petroleum. Petroleum, they need to be thoroughly probed. A lot of things have gone wrong. Why I like his analysis is that it goes straight to point. The issue of disco, you also ask a big question. But what I'm saying concerning disco, even if they want to increase their tariff, not now. There is high tension. Fuel subsidy is suppressing people. Then you want to increase tariff. The same period is suppression. Something should be done fast. It should be appealed to. Then you also ask me a question concerning, he spoke much on that is how do I put it now, the issue of concerning price increase, concerning fuel. From history, what goes up in Nigeria doesn't go down. From my experience, what goes up in Nigeria doesn't go down. I don't know the fluctuation that will happen, but what goes up in Nigeria doesn't go down. For that of INEC, we can see clearly European Union have given their verdict. All we need a total overhauling. He supported that on INEC. If there will be a headway concerning Nigeria election. I want to thank you because I grew to my radio when this mice is because I saw his analysis.
It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate your call. Do have a beautiful day today. Bye. And Barika de Salah to you. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. That's okay. 0700 903 903 903. All right. That's the number to call. Let's take more calls now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. I greet your guest.
Good afternoon to you too.
Yeah, when I've not heard your name, I thought it was Fred, but I was actually speaking. Your voice are very similar.
All right. Let's hear you quickly, please.
I'm making ways. I'm calling from Ifaja.
All right.
Yeah. I often say something. The problem we have in this country is lawlessness and corruption among our political office holders. And that is the basic reason why Nigeria may not make any headway until we have decided to tackle that and be sincere that we want to have a country like every other country. Now, based on what your guest said, meaning that because you are an IG, because even this same IG, I remember the court also declared you should be arrested, and nobody can touch you. Now, he left office, he will just go. Then any other IG will continue in the same way. Is that the rule of law? And this is the same person that will come to implement the law. So it is about ourselves downgrading our own system. Look at South Africa. Jacob Zuma went to jail after becoming a president. When you commit a crime, you go for it. That is how it should be. A country where people don't get punished for their offenses, there will never be headway in such a country. Look at the INEC issue, for instance. If peradventure an election is nullified and it was discovered that it was due to INEC conspiracy or the INEC officer must go to jail. That's the only way. Because looking at the humongous amount we spent to conduct such an election and everything, if you just go like that, then we are not serious. If the INEC chairman or whosoever that oversaw that election goes to jail, then we are started. So that is the truth. Now, okay, looking at the fuel subsidy as well, they told us it's a scam, yes. But it is always easy to flog Nigerians, trash the masses, instead of touching the cabal, instead of touching the criminals. Meaning that even the leaders themselves have some question to answer. Because simply, I ask a question. You have a filling station and people are supplying you and your workers just pay money without seeing the receipt and even having a clear inspection of what was supplied. You just write to check and give them? No. If it is your business, you definitely must see what you are paying for. Why is it difficult? Because all of them are in the conspiracy.
Of course.
Because, okay, even as we speak, look at it. I still don't believe anything in the corruption is not continuing. Because let me ask a question. How is it easier for us to be importing petroleum into our country? Take it from here, refine it here, and bring it here. While we are crying about the what we call the dollar. Now, in the same country, I remember when they started this issue of their private regulation, they asked some people to apply and get licenses to build refineries. I remember about 2 or 3 was commissioned by the past.
Adobashewu's comments, playing politics at the expense of well-beings of Nigerians. May God bless us with good leaders. So, well, it's a big one. Amen. Amen to your prayer. This one is saying, government, APC government promised to renew Nigeria, but Nigerians have lost hope on APC government. God bless you for, the good work. Thank you so very much. Buhari was in power. We could not be, we couldn't be angry, and now he's not in power. We should also not be angry. As you say, those that not, let me skip that message. I think I'm just trying to stress myself. within that. But let's get back to the phone lines before I go on. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Jude.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, I want to greet Mr. CP. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, this is Monday calling you.
Welcome, Monday. Quickly, please.
Yeah, thank you. You see, concerning what CP says, the election is the fact that INEC have already stained the country, and Nigeria is a lawless country, as one of our callers said. The election did not go well because we cannot try it in Libya. Look at what is going on in Libya. It's one president that do something that people are benefiting every day. Concerning the dollar, is the dollar affecting the naira so bad? I don't know. The thing is just confusing me. That's why nothing somebody will buy will not have anything in his pocket. In short, I don't know.
It's all right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right, let me read more messages now. Espen is saying, how many times would the electricity distribution companies increase their tariffs? Ikeja Electric increased its tariff a month ago and wants to increase again. 2 months ago, I recharged 5K and got above 100 units. But when I recharged on June the 12th, I got only 70 units. This is unfair and unjustifiable. Okay. Thank you so very much for sending that in. This person is saying, since the APC has confessed that they rigged the election by not removing the subsidy, rigging is rigging, no matter or what or under what context. CP, do you agree? Let me come to you. Not removing subsidy now is rigging. I mean, according to this person, I mean, what would you say?
Well, that's his opinion.
Okay.
And he's free to air his, he has freedom of expression as contained in the Constitution. That's his fundamental right. So that's his opinion, and I believe strongly too that a lot of people will have similar opinion with him.
It said those who have brain and fail to use it because of tribalism, I wish you well. Oh. Welcome to renewed. What did you say? Let's leave that one. Okay, thank you. Thank you so very much. Back to the phone lines now. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Kami, good afternoon.
Okay, yeah, welcome back.
PP, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm Dan calling from Eva.
All right.
You see, Kami, the appointments our president made, it is fantastic. Those appointments, I score him 98%, but it does not determine good government, and you will excel in government. The employing competent people and the qualified people doesn't mean that your government will function well. What matters most is you, Mr. President, to be competent, to be a man of integrity. Because only one phone call will render the whole service chiefs as a vegetable. If you reduce them to vegetable level, only one WhatsApp message, both IG or police. This one IG is calling back the whole mobile police from VIPs. Only one message from Mr. President and say stop that. Only one message. Before you take any action, receive instruction from me. Wait until you receive instruction. It will render all of them useless. So I'm not praising this government for anything. What they have done now, Nigeria is suffering. People are dying of hunger. We are oil producing country, one of the biggest oil producing country in the whole world. Nigeria has the capacity to produce about 5 million barrels of crude daily basis. But now from 900 barrels, we are now up to 1,100,000. As concerning this people, what do you call them, distributors or these NEPA people?
Discos?
Hello? Oh, have it?
Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Concerning Disco, Disco, federal government is supposed to take over Disco because Disco have nothing to offer again. But because of the contract, they cannot come direct.
but they can enter through bank because they have defaulted the whole bank. They collected billions of naira from. They have defaulted, so they can click under the banks and collect it back because the banks now can claim it. The banks have the judicial mandate now to collect that impact from them. So central government can look under them because these people are just duping off for nothing. As concerning the 25% in Abuja, the people that made this law are intellectuals, they're experienced men. Why they say that 25% in Abuja is because they are coming as Mr. President to live in Abuja, have office in Abuja, work in Abuja. And if you're a stranger in Abuja, how can you perform? They want you to be familiar in the environment where you are. If there are 4 million people in Abuja, at least 1 million will love you. I think you understand me. 1 million will be comfortable with you, welcome you. So that is why they say that 25%. And the suffering we are suffering now, CNG is the way. Do you understand me? Hello?
Yeah, I heard you. Thank you.
Please, they're beginning 30 seconds. I hear in the news that those states say that they started, that they have about 5,000 vehicles that are using CNG. That's compared to natural gas. And it is only the gas we are flaming. And they say that it is 4 times cheaper than petrol. So, Mr. President, if they say it is proactive enough, competent enough, he would have installed gas tanks everywhere all over the country so that these CNGs can work. Like Buhari did it in so that is why it is easy for them. Thank farms that produce this gas, natural gas. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so very much, and God bless you too for talking to us. Sibi, somebody is reminding us about something. He said, my question is, what is the situation with Orient Refinery in Anambra? He said, if we are serious a country, we can reduce the so-called fuel importation, thereby reducing pressure on dollars. And so we can get commensurate price. Thanks, Oji from Surulere. Orient, refinery in Anambra.
Orient Refinery is still on paper.
Really?
Yes, it's still on paper. I think they have a site in Anambra. They've brought in some equipment to commence development of that refinery.
Yeah.
And as we speak, the refinery has not been built, because if it has been built, it would have been celebrated, and then we would have been watching it on the television and YouTube and all that fuel is being refined in Anambra, and would have been seen bridging going on, because trucks would have been going in there and out and ferrying the product. So as we speak, there's absolutely nothing like that. That's why I say still on paper, not on ground.
I think the person you were talking about was Maurice Iwu.
Maurice Iwu, yes.
Yeah.
Maurice Iwu.
A caller, sorry, a listener sent him that. Thank you so very much.
I remembered, but by then we had already finished talking on him.
While you were talking, I was also racking my brain.
It's Maurice Iwu.
Maurice Iwu.
Professor
Maurice Iwu.
Professor Maurice Iwu from Imo State.
Yes. Okay, this person is saying, good afternoon. Why is it so difficult to discuss what's in our constitution freely without saying, allow the court to decide? We not deliberating what's in court, or we are not deliberating what's in court, but talking about our constitution. Is it just okay for INEC to declare someone that doesn't or that didn't score 25%, during the election? Or somebody who didn't score 25%, the president of Nigeria?
Well, my response to that is that it's already before the court. There are certain comments you make, and it will be termed as being sub judice. Well, the matter is sub judice anyway. It will look as if you're going into what is being argued in court.
Okay.
And that one can attract some sanctions on you for contempt of the court proceedings. We already know what is in the Constitution. So it's not for us to come out to begin to, say that this one is wrong or this one is right. When the matter is before the court, It's not our duty to do that. Hold it to your chest. Let us wait for court pronouncement.
Okay, thank you so much, Ahis, for that one. Let's see if we can touch on more of these. Okay, good afternoon. Judah is quite okay. Let me see. The change of name of airports is a waste of time and priority. As for your select going to please, there's some words I wouldn't want to read. All right, so you wouldn't want to. I know you wouldn't want to put me into any trouble, right? These are your opinions, strictly yours. And Dayo from Fagba, I appreciate your message. You see, now we can't read it because the way you just be civil about it. Be civil about it. Okay, this person is saying Asemota Bright is in Italy. He sent in these. He said, "Good afternoon. Nigeria is the only country where the political elites live in a different country, while the citizens live in another different country. Since 1999, no Nigerian citizen has benefited from the dividends of democracy. A country you pay for electricity transformer, pay for your prepaid meter as well before you get electricity that will also never be supplied." What are you trying to say? Okay, I think I understand. The country is on autopilot. According to you, you pay for your prepaid meter. Sometimes you even gather and buy transformer.
Of course. Of course, I've seen complaints like that. They gather, pay for transformer. You won't even see the transformer. Or when they bring a defective transformer. There's so much.
Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon. Is that Mary?
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm hearing you. How are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Right, good afternoon. I'm trying to contribute to an ongoing program that the Mary. Is it the wrong number I'm calling or what?
No, you're calling the right number, but this is not Mary. Mary does our show in the morning alone. Just morning, every morning.
Right. I just came in. I just saw you. I've decided to, chip in on most of the things you're saying about this guy about show. Maybe I think I'm calling the wrong time. Well, let me follow you guys' program. I know what you guys saying, so I can chip in on my own little opinion on that. Is that all right?
Thank you so very much. I appreciate your call. I appreciate your call. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. We've got less than 10 minutes to wrap up with the show. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Afe from the Cotton.
All right.
So I want to hear from CP about the Rivers, the game changer. What we think that is the thing that we think the selection, but unfortunately, even the election cannot provide the result, the evidence on Rivers to us. So if they can let us more on that, I think I'll be okay. I want him to talk about the Rivers, why the INEC is hiding it or deleting the information on it.
Okay, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. The Beavers machine.
Well, the issue is presently before the Election Petition Tribunal, and some arguments have been going back and forth on the Beavers, where the plaintiffs' counsels are insisting on it, and the INEC are coming up with some resistance or some defense, more or less, to justify what they did in the last elections. So be that as it may, it is the position of the Election Petition Tribunal to look at the two sides. And then at the end of the day, by the time the judgment comes up, we will see, we'll be in a position to know whose argument is much more valid. And on the other side, whoever is not satisfied, that's the way the rules go. We are talking law this time around. Whoever is not satisfied by the ruling is very free to go to the appellate court and challenge it. So you cannot treat the issue of beavers in isolation. You treat it alongside all other evidences that are required and have been adduced.
Okay, let's see if we can take more calls and, of course, some more messages now. But let me let you know, maybe I should also throw these in. Reprievers came the way of civil servants in Benue State as the governor, Reverend Hyacinth Alia, fulfilled his promise to commence payment of salary as from June the 25th, this year. Workers in Benue State last received their salary in November 2022, while they were also owed arrears of 5 months in 2017, which the then Governor Samuel Ortom promised to pay, but defaulted. I think a whole lot has been said about Ortom recently. I don't know. Well, just to let you know anyway that if you have an auntie or an uncle in Benue State, something don't touch their hand. VOP 90.3 FM. I quickly want to also get your response. The president says that drug addicts need, sympathy, not stigmatization.
Yes, they need sympathy because...
not stigmatization.
Yes, stigmatization is not the best. Stigmatization is like classification. That this one is a write-off in the society. It's not the best. You need to sympathize with them and take them into rehabilitation and see whether you can bring them back to the society, to reality. Because drug has a very serious devastating effects on human, especially in their thinking capacity and reasoning. Some may get totally derailed that they may not get back if they are not lucky. So rehabilitation helps a lot to see if you can tailor them back to the appropriate channel or path.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We'll be leaving very soon. But then let's see if we can talk to this person quickly. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Judah.
Good afternoon.
I want to salute the senior man there also.
Good afternoon to you too.
I'm calling from Sweden.
All right.
I don't want. I've been listening and I've been enjoying what you people are saying. But what I want to say is, the only problem that we solve Nigeria problem is truth. Nigeria lacks truth. Until we start to speak truth to power, nothing will change. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your call. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Jude.
Good afternoon. Quickly, please.
Yeah. This is Jolayan calling from Mushi.
All right.
Yeah, I want to ask the CP this question. That is it right that our election to end up in judiciary?
Hello?
Nobody has asked this question, whether it is right for the election to end up in judiciary.
Okay.
Well,
but you were still talking before. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it depends. If there's election and is acceptable to all the parties, then they will not have any cause to go to judiciary. It happened in 2015. Jonathan did not go to any court. He considered and accepted it. He believed that it was free and fair.
His
it was
blood
credible.
is not what...
Yes.
His ambition, right?
Yes,
it's not what the blood of any Nigerian.
Exactly. So the ones that end up in judiciary are the ones that there's feeling of rigging, there's argument of fairness not being there, or there would have been manipulations and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So you cannot beat a child and tell him not to cry. If he believes that there has been so much wrongdoing and he has his facts, he will go to judiciary. So I don't see anything wrong in people going to judiciary to demand for what is supposed to be theirs. I believe that answers that his question.
VOP 90.3 FM. I think, let's see if we can talk to this person before we run. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. This is Ten. I'm calling from Oshodi.
Welcome.
I just tuned in. I heard you saying something about Benue State, and I want you to enlighten us more about it.
Are you from Benue?
Yes.
No wonder. I say your people don't receive salary. Go home, go chop something.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Do have a CP? Let's wrap up. The final words, please, before we go.
Well, number one is that from what the controller, Federal Ministry of Works for Lagos had just said, the Lagos Ibadan Express had removed all the encumbrances on that way by the contractors, Julius Berger, so that people can, between now till Monday next week, being taught no ongoing constructions, so that this issue of people driving on one way and all that will be a thing of, it has east movement. Then secondly, I want to draw the attention of Nigerians and even Lagosians. They need to continue to be security conscious and watch out for maybe strange looking faces and raise alarm where it becomes very necessary. They should reach out to any of the security agencies and alert them of suspicious looking persons or their presence within their neighborhood. I think with that, it is a proactive measure. With that, it will help them to checkmate hoodlums or miscreants using the opportunity of the Salah to come and wreak havoc or rob people of their hard-earned money and valuables.
Thank you so very much, CP.
I appreciate
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk more on Thursday.
It's all right.
VOP 90.3 FM. My name is Jude. On social media, Ikami Jude. Facebook, Instagram, all of them. Ikami Jude. Here's how it's spelled. IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH. Ikami Jude. I love you so much. Let's talk more tomorrow. Good afternoon.